Just a quick recap on the game the other night in Logan, Utah. I thought our kids played their hearts out in the ball game. Another close loss by our football team. I was especially proud of the way the defense played. Rebounded after the week against Toledo. Thought they had a solid plan. Thought they executed their plan very well against a very good offense. Creating 4 turnovers was unbelievable. I think we'd had 4 all year, maybe. Then just did an excellent job. Played extremely well. Special teams to be able to get a block punt was huge in the game. We've been doing a great job as special teams, trying to devise something each and every week to get after the punter, and it finally came through in the last game. And giving up the kickoff return, was obviously a downer in special teams. They killed us. Offensively, tough night. Just kept saying on the sideline, it's one of those nights, it's going to be a tough night. Just keep playing. You can't turn the ball over 3 times in the second half, and you can't turn it over twice in the fourth quarter and expect to win. Everything's not going to be perfect. Sometimes it's going to be hard work up there to try to get first downs. You just got to keep grinding and protect the football, and we weren't able to do that and unable to finish in the game. But, I thought offensively Trey McBride played extremely well. And number 11, Andre Neal, he had his best game, and then Cam Carter had his best game, which was good to see for him, which we need him to step it up. This week we got San Diego State, another team that knows how to win. It's been in the championship race, the last few years. I know they were a little down last year, but defensively, they're as strong as ever. I think they're back to where they've been in the past. I think they're number 1 in the conference defensively, total defense, and in probably every category. I'm sure just watching them play. He plays a 3-down front. Has basically 5 DBs, the one he calls the Aztec. Dwayne Johnson, I think, is an exceptional football player, exceptional tackler. I think he makes them better defensively. They've got veteran guys in the secondary. It's going to be a big challenge for us. They move a lot up front, so that always creates issues. Going against him is a lot about identification and proper footwork and just doing the right things offensively, because if you don't, you'll get exposed and have lost yardage plays, and that's what they live on. Offensively, they got a veteran quarterback that's coming back. The little running back, Washington, I believe is his name, Jawan Washington. The last time we were there, I think he's the one that took it, for about 80 at the end of the game. He's got speed. He's a great return man. They've always been good on returns. Just a team that knows how to win. Coaches that have been with him a long time, these players know the system. So it's going to be another big challenge for us this week.
Mike, obviously the weather helped a little bit, but just what specifically was in the defensive game plan work that hadn't been working before?
Well, what they do offensively with their checks at the line of scrimmage has enabled us to, make some checks defensively. That's something that we haven't done in the past. You could see our players immediately get their eyes to the sideline, and I think we got the best call we could possibly call against what we thought they might do. We got whipped at times, and sometimes they had some good schemes, but we were able to get the guys on the ground in a run game when we gave up a run. Blew a coverage on one of the long touchdowns, which cost us, and that's going to happen against a team like that. But I thought our team defense played awesome.
A guy like Andre Neal, obviously he has college experience, but do you think it takes a little time? With
There's
him at a new level?
There's no question. Andre was raw when he got here. His story's at a junior college, but then went back to Baltimore for a while, and then went back to junior college. So he has not been playing football consistently. And he was raw when he got in here. Now the physical attributes are something you look for in a corner. His length, his size, he's fast. It's just taking some time and some mistakes he had made early in the year. He didn't make them the other night, and I think he's going to continue to get better and hopefully be an impact player for us.
Sometimes people talk about how coaches match up, but in this week you kind of really do, because you call the offense, Rocky calls the defense. You look forward to games like this, and how do you view him as a defensive play caller?
Well, I mean, I think the number one thing, you look at Coach Long and you look at his track record of always being very good on defense. I'm not really scheme. I'm not going to sit here and talk about scheme. Just his players play so hard. They run to the ball, they strike, they're physical. And that's what's impressive to me when I turn on the tape. Yeah, they've got good athletes. They've got, some defensive linemen that are quick twitch and, maybe a little undersized if you're looking at some fronts, but it's how they play. He does some different stuff, but then they run to the ball and they'll strike you. So that's impressive. So that tells you right there they believe in what they're doing. They believe in that they're a good defense. They don't expect to give up, many explosive plays because of the effort that they give defensively. Now, it's going to be a big challenge, for us offensively to get a plan to try to put ourselves in a position to be successful. The number one thing is I don't want to have lost yardage plays. I don't want to get behind the sticks. We had more of those last week than we've had, all this year, which was disappointing. Too many 3rd and 10s, and you can't be that. He'll come after you, then you get in 3rd and long. He's gonna sit back and drop people and play zone. So we got to keep it in 3rd and manageable.
Do you really feel like you're gonna match wits with the opposing head coach, though, since you guys are?
I mean, I don't necessarily, look at it like that. To be honest, I tried the first year, to be honest, try to figure him out what he was going to call, and I couldn't. And then, the next time we just said, all right, we're gonna run some plays and try to get it to our playmakers and try to match their physicality. That's something I don't know if, we got to be able to try to do. We're still not as physical as I want up front. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. Monday, I don't have a plan yet for him. That ought to tell you my wits against him are not where they need to be right now. Watching the tape, and I don't see many successful plays or many successful guys moving people up front. I see free guys coming free all the time because of the twisting and moving. I wish we played them every year. Not because I want to go against this defense every year and him every year, but so that we could get used to it a little bit, because it's somewhat unconventional. And, the more you watch, the better you get a feel for it. But, you only have a few 45 to an hour with your players. It's one thing if I know or think I know what they're doing. It's another thing to get your players ready to execute what they're about to do.
Is it as different for your offense as Air Force is for your defense?
That's a similar comparison. It is unconventional. You'll have a safety that sometimes is a safety and sometimes he's a Mike backer. You've got ends that are sometimes they're rushing and other times they're playing will backer. I mean, it's very unconventional to what they do because you don't see it. You don't see it from anybody else. So I guess in that sense, it's similar to Air Force.
What did you tell Marvin Kinsey after the game? What did you tell him like that? That's been so up and down this year.
Yeah, obviously he was crushed. Marvin was crushed, and after the game, he was crushed in the locker room. All the guys were crushed, but a guy like that, obviously is carrying a huge weight on his shoulder because when he fumbled, in the fourth quarter, twice, and I mean that's we can't fumble the ball, but just said, hey, you got to be a man. You got to stand up, and I didn't play my part. I didn't hold on the ball. And for us to be successful this year, you got to come back and be the back that we think you can be. There's nothing I can say that's going to make you feel better right now. It's how you respond to this, this situation. So that's basically what I told him.
And how's his health?
His health is fine. I think he's in good shape, and hopefully we get him out of the red jersey this week and he's able to take some more practice reps.
Is that hard for you?
Go ahead.
Is that hard for you to balance right now because he is one of your most explosive offensive players, but you preach all the time ball security?
Yeah, well, I'm not preaching it enough to myself because if he's not going to be on, he's not right now. He's not going to be on the field, as much as he's been because there's too many balls on the ground. So we can't have balls on the ground. So I expect to see Marvin some this week, but I don't know. It's going to we're going to have to earn back some trust of carrying the ball.
Jalen was kind of the second guy in that running back group. Has he discerned that? Is he ahead of Marcus?
That was more of a situational deal of short yardage goal line. He's kind of our heavier back that doesn't, he went in ahead of Marvin. That was a situational there for him. Marcus is still the number 2 back. Jalen does have a little ankle sprain, so he's probably questionable this week. So Marcus and the freshman Christian Hunter got to get ready, along with Marvin. Marvin's got to, he's got to get his confidence back, and he's got to get our confidence back in him. Now, can he still make plays? Yes. Is he a dynamic player on the field? Yes. But we can't win the ball game, turn the ball over.
Those short yardage situations, is Adam a guy that you look to carry the ball much, or do you prefer him being the guy clearing some space on the
He has taken reps at that. It's just, he's a big guy, but he's a better blocker than he is a runner. Let's put it that way. I love Adam, but, he's.
Any update on Warren or where he might be?
Warren is still questionable. He'll see the doctor either Tuesday or Wednesday of this week and get an update. Hopefully it'll be good then. If not, maybe we'll get another update closer to the game. But I think it'll go close to the game. Expect him to practice this week. It's the doctors. He's not cleared to play today. Right now I would probably say doubtful. I'm trying to get it to questionable. We'll see.
Was Marcus dealing with any lingering injuries, or was he completely healthy?
McElroy?
Yeah.
No injuries.
Okay.
No.
What development of your young defensive backs? We're seeing more across, we're seeing more Bailey. Talk a little bit about as the season progresses, keep continuing development. Where are you seeing their development? Do you see them maybe early bigger role?
Well, I think you saw a big role with Kevin. He played a lot in the game the other day. Crossley got to play some nickel. Their development was, obviously with individual and working practice reps with coach, but special teams is where we've seen the biggest development. Them being able to make plays at gunner and running and striking. And then just once they did that, just trying to get them more opportunities defensively.
Obviously positive to get some of those young guys reps, but are you concerned with Rashad at all? Just 2 games in a row, he's not really in there in the 4th quarter.
No, Rashad's dealing with some lingering injuries right now. He's not 100%, and that's why he's not in situations.
Did Colin have surgery, and just how did that go?
Colin had his surgery on Friday morning. I think it went well. Talking to our doctors and our trainers, I gave him a phone call in the locker room Saturday before. About when we got to the locker room, so we get there so early. It's about 3 hours before the game, and he just got into the hotel with his parents and was sitting down, getting ready to watch the game. I think he had to stream it because it wasn't in the hotel wherever he stayed, but seemed in good spirits. Knows he's got a long road ahead of him, but said he felt fine and we just got rehab for a while.
It's just been close the past couple of weeks. I mean, you guys have been right there in terms of being able to get a win. Has it been hard for you to, stay positive over that course? Or do you feel like if you can get a victory this week that it could really help?
Yeah, I mean, it's victory will help. I'd love us to get a victory. So for our kids because they're playing so hard. But we gotta go out there and do it. We gotta go out there and do it. Nobody's going to give them the game. You can't have self-inflicted wounds, turning the ball over in the second half, 2 in the 4th quarter. You can't have penalties at the end of drives the week before. You got to do the things to win the ball game. Excuse me. So you got to go do it. Nobody's going to hand us a game, and the teams that we're playing are good football teams. Top 25 team last week. This team. Is like they're geared up for another championship run of what I see on tape, and it doesn't get any easier. But I think the way you keep your positivity is you got to keep enthusiasm through your failures. Okay, and we've had got some failures here running, for a long period of time. But if you lose your enthusiasm, you're never going to find that success. So, I'm trying to keep my enthusiasm. Obviously, I'm disappointed. Sometimes. Really, really disappointed. I don't want to use the word I was about to say, but, these guys got to continue to fight, which they're doing, and then we got to get out our own way and finish a game. And it's not that hard. It's what we're doing. It's almost like, we're trying to hand the game to the other team right now. which is not the case, but the boys will be ready to fight. They'll be ready to go. It's homecoming. We're back home celebrating 150 years, right, Chris? We're celebrating 150 years. This university, we know we play for a lot more than us, people that love the Rams, and I know they're disappointed. But nobody's more disappointed than the people that were in that locker room. What they put into it and how hard they've worked. And the response, after I talked and went around was very, very positive. That, we're going to be ready to go on Monday and work. And that's a good sign.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.